How do I start these things? What up? Wait, what? What do we call this? I'm forgetting. What up?
Sisters of Stardust.
I can't do it. Welcome to
the Sisters of Stardust.
Amanda,
where we go live on TikTok every Monday.
It's not Monday.
Oh,
Tuesday. Okay, I'll do it.
Do it.
Gotta get in my zone. Welcome to the Sisters of Stardust, our D&D campaign that we do live on TikTok every Tuesday at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. I'm Zach, the Dungeon Master, and with me as always is my awesome sister, and I will let her introduce herself and her character that she's playing.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I play Daedra Shimmerstone. She is a storm sorcerer and a halfling with the halfling mark of healing.
Dope. So last time we were playing, Daedra works in an inn when she's not adventuring. And while she was working in the inn one day, a bunch of magical energy just started poofing around. And so naturally, she chased after it. And then figured out it was her pixie friends who said they were going to try and get magic powers from the Darkstone. And somehow, they have magic powers now. So she caught them in the woods and was trying to convince them to just give the stuff back and go. And so they went to run away, and one of the pixies knocked themselves out on a tree because it was holding a long angler rod and hit the tree and got stuck between two trees. So she picked him up and locked him in, basically, for lack of a better term, a jewelry box. And then went off, used her seer stone. Is that what it's called? Yes. She then used her seer stone to locate the other two who were hiding in their, or who were gathering a bunch of stuff in their cabin in the woods. So she went and got her best friend Arya, and they decided to go to the woods to deal with these pixies. As they were leaving town, a woman said, "Hey, during the commotion with all of these fast pixies flying around, they took my son's toy and he chased them into the woods. Can you find them?" And they, of course, said yes. So as they were walking through the woods looking for the pixies, they heard a little kid yell, "Help! Help!" And he was stuck in a spider web, and eventually after trying to cut the boy out, they saw a giant spider appear, which attacked both of them and eventually almost killed Arya. She did not die, but she was paralyzed after the battle. Daedra ended up destroying the spider, and the kid was cut out and it was saved. So they ended up walking and carrying Arya to this cabin in the woods. Once they got to the cabin, they saw the two pixies there. And one of them was really stubborn and being mean, and the other one felt really bad after seeing Arya and the boy and seeing all the damage he'd caused. So Daedra ended up convincing them to come back with her, and they went back to their house in Helena. And as they were talking there, what happened after that? Sorry. Oh yeah, so they were like, basically, you guys decided to try and come up with a plan on how to keep these guys out of trouble. And one of the rebellious kind of like leader of the pixies was basically like, make us the guards of the town. And Daedra was like, that scares me. We're not going to make you the guards yet, but you're going to have to earn my trust. And then the other pixies, or all of the pixies, ended up getting all of the stuff, bringing it back to the inn, and letting everybody pick up their lost goods. So, and of course, Arya did not want her parents to figure out about her being paralyzed by a spider in the woods. So they had to keep that a secret. Which Arya's dad actually was suspicious of. We know that. He was suspicious that she wasn't just tired from chasing the pixies, that she actually got sick from fighting something in the woods. But they left that there. And now, instead of the pixies being guards, they are actually working at the inn. So, that is where we left off. Pixies are working in the inn now. And they have powers that make them super fast. Oh yeah,
really
pixies.
Good customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Great customer service. You ever wanted something in 2 seconds?
Yeah.
They got you. Okay?
They're quick.
You want some ranch? We'll be right there.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like imagining how they do stuff kind of to myself. I was like, how do they like do stuff? And I just imagine one pixie is holding something over the stuff, so it's like the drinks and stuff, so it doesn't spill, and then they like pull it off because they're serving drinks, right? And then they like give it to someone, and then like they go away thinking they did a good job, and then that's when it starts to fizz over. So it's like,
that's hilarious.
I don't know, it's like a cute little gimmick that's going on at the inn right now.
A cute little gimmick. Yeah. I love it.
So I'm gonna start this session with some downtime again, so I'm assuming you're just gonna work for wages again.
Yeah, sure. I don't know how much money I have.
Oh yeah.
To be quite honest.
I forgot you don't have your notebook.
Yeah, I was gonna come get it today, but I was on my motorcycle, so...
I got you. So I know you got 2... So last time, you got 2 silver per day you worked, and it was 3 days, so you got 6 silver added on top of whatever you already had.
Okay, I have notes on what I have gotten.
I might have them here, actually.
And then, if you, like, get my notebook...
Mm-hmm. I can run downstairs and grab it real quick, and I will just.
I can add what I have.
The video. Here, I'll be right back. I'll go grab it, okay?
Okay.
I'm like stuck in my corner. Ooh. Oh yeah.
It's the little red one. Did you get the itty bitty red one?
I got it. Woo, woo. Almost knocked all my stuff over. Ran so fast, I got that weird curl in my hair. Okay. Is it just at the very front, or?
It's at the very back. I think it's on like the second page of the very back. So I think I have 30 gold.
So you have a list of all the names that were on that thing. I'm not seeing your gold though.
I know it's in there.
I'm looking. There we go. Okay. You have 35 gold, 70 silver, and 30 copper. Minus
76 silver. And how much copper?
So you have 300 copper, but it's minus 8. You have like a little thing that says minus 8 copper on there.
Okay. So 292.
You got it.
And then on my other page, I have written down all of the feats that we got from this. Okay. So all the feats that we got from the book.
Oh, okay. You have that?
Yeah, I have that written down.
Okay.
It's on my other page, but I can go back and forth.
It's in... Wait, so it's not in here?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
I have it listed on my character sheet. My other character sheet.
But don't forget to add 6 silver to what you had. Yeah. And then we got to do one more wage check here, which I will do. And I don't have the thing pulled up. I should have it pulled up because I know I'm going to do it every week. Downtime wages. Boom. Oh, 5e. I just wrote downtime wages, and this thing was trying to give me a job. Okay. Boom. I found it. Okay. You want to roll a d20 for me? And if there's any like check you want to add onto that, or I guess I have all the stuff to roll. Unless you have dice there.
I don't.
Okay. I will roll for you.
I need to bring some here.
Yeah, we should just buy a set to keep at your house. Or you
can
take one of mine, you know? But we can use a certain skill check that you would be using at your job, and we'll add that onto a D20. And then we'll choose the, what would it be?
Like performance?
Yeah, performance works. Like you're serving and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I rolled a 4. Plus your performance.
So 7.
7? Okay. So, let me look at this. Of course. So
Hold on a second. Sorry, they were yelling, but they weren't yelling at each other. They were yelling at monsters on Minecraft.
Of course they, yeah. So you're going to make another 2 silver per day that you're working. I'm going to say this is going to be another, let me decide here. Ooh, 1 day? I rolled a d20 to see how many days passed. 1 day. So you can add 2 more silver to your stuff.
Okay. That's fine. I feel like I have a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Not great, but maybe I should start a business like Kelly.
Yeah.
Always says.
I mean, it's nice just having a job and then adventuring too. Ugh. Or you can start, you know, you can start a business.
Nah, I'm good.
You got a bunch of you can start a used bookstore. Except for be the used spell bookstore. Just kidding, that's a terrible joke. So,
no one in town could use it. I don't think we have any wizards in town except for the one who's...
So you got the skeleton and May. I don't think I showed you a picture of him. But May looks like he's like growing extra hairs and his bones have grown funny. But...
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a scary monster and I was just like, hey.
Yeah. So... So after this incident with the sprites, you had 1 full day of work, and you are actually at home resting. In the middle of the night, you hear a scream coming from another room in the house.
So I run to the room. Okay,
so you know that you hear this scream, and you actually know it's coming from Telane's room. Is that her name? Yes, Telane. And when you bust the door open, you see a creature standing in a room that it looks like a toad human creature with a huge...
Stop with the Stuffalina.
What? That's
it
funny.
Said...
Stop the Thumbleweed.
All the Stuffalinas for Tulane.
And then, but you see this toad person standing up, and there it turns around, looks at you, and you see an arm hanging out of its toad mouth.
Okay, so I go grab the arm and try to pull it out.
So when you go up to grab the arm from her mouth, and it poofs. And it's in the hallway, and it's running down the stairs.
Okay, so I chase after it.
Okay. So as you're chasing this thing, it is a little faster than you, but you're keeping up, right?
Uh-huh.
And it does have its speed isn't really affected, even though it has stuff in its mouth, but it's going. So as you're chasing him down the stairs, he goes all the way to the basement, and there's actually a Darkstone there, and there is a portal that has appeared on the outside of the Darkstone, and he jumps in there.
Okay, so I jump in the portal.
Okay, so I'm gonna say as you were running, the other ladies popped out too. So I'll say that you can have Jeanette with you if you want to.
Okay.
And yeah.
I do want to.
Okay, you have Jeanette with you. And I didn't update Jeanette's thing, but Jeanette has the same HP as you.
Okay.
And the same spell slots.
Okay.
But as you jump into this portal with Jeanette, you guys are shifted into another plane of existence, or just and the reason you know it's another plane of existence is when you look at everything, it's only in black and white, and like the blacks are like extreme. Does that make sense? So it's not like a black and white film, it's more like a black and white, like, I don't know, ink blot, where there's just like lots of extra dark shades of black rather than the shades of gray. And this creature is running down a pathway. But you see three things as it's running. You see there is a house that actually has normal orange light coming from it in the distance. You see it looks like dogs that are made of shadows running around. And then you see this creature running. And it is running towards that
house.
That house, yes.
Okay.
But it did manage to get it. Like I said, it's faster than you guys.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna keep chasing after it.
Okay.
How close am I to it?
So I'm going to say, running down the stairs, I would say you're probably 20-25 feet away from it right now.
I don't want to cast a spell on it because what if I hurt Tulane?
Maybe.
That's my problem. Okay. Let's just go ahead and cast lightning bolt at it.
You're shooting lightning bolt at it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How does it work again?
A stroke of lightning forming a line 100 feet long and 5 feet wide blasts out from you in direction you choose. Each creature in the line must take a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So you're shooting it in the line towards this thing. Dexterity saving throw, 12. So we got 13. Pretty sure that's a fail. That
matches my spell save.
What's up?
That matches my spell save.
Okay, I think your spell save should actually be one more. I always forget something on the page. I'm pretty sure that's the one thing I forgot. It should be one higher.
Okay, so we'll say 14 then?
Yeah.
So I beat him?
Yeah, so...
Okay, so it's going to take 8d6 lightning damage.
8d6, you got it.
Yep.
I knew I was forgetting something on the sheet, and I'm like, I have no idea what it is, but I'm sure I'm forgetting something. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many? D8?
8.
8 D8? Okay, I lost.
D6.
Oh, D6. I'm doing the wrong thing. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So you do 31 damage to this thing. It is... Gosh. It is still up and running, but 31. Okay. It is still up and running, but you have done damage to it.
Okay. Is it bleeding?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna do twin spell and do it again.
Okay, so... Wait, twin spell? So if you do a quicken spell, you have to... Because you can't do two spells on the same turn, you can do a spell and a cantrip. So you'd have to choose a cantrip for the next one.
On Twin Spell, it just costs 2 sorcery points in order to do a spell slot instead of a cantrip.
Yeah, but on your turn, you still can only do 1 spell slot. Does that make sense?
Even with Twin Spell? I thought that was the point of Twin Spell.
No, so the point of Twin Spell, like, Twin Spell is to hit 2 different things. You're thinking of Quicken Spell. Quicken Spell makes it so that it can be a bonus action. So you use your action to use your normal spell. Now you can use a bonus action to use a cantrip if you'd like. Does that make sense?
Cast a spell normally. Cast as an action for 2 sorcery points. It doesn't say it has to be a cantrip. It says a spell.
Well, it can be a spell or a cantrip. I'm saying that the game rules don't allow you to cast 2 like spells that are an action on the same turn, even if you use the Quicken Spell. Does that make sense?
Okay, so I'm gonna use Lightning Lore then.
Okay. Is that a save as well?
Yes, a strength saving throw.
Okay. So he got a 20, not natural. On the save. And so is that what happens?
Nothing.
Okay. So let's roll initiative for the rest of the chase.
Okay.
Boom, boom. Who do you want me to roll for first?
The toad.
Okay. Toad guy. Okay. I rolled a 3, so that was a good decision.
And then Jeanette.
Okay. Jeanette. 16.
And then me.
And then you. Also a 16. So whoever has the higher dexterity between you two can go first.
I don't know. I think she does.
Okay.
But let me double check.
If you guys have the same, I'll just let you do it interchangeably.
Okay. Because I have a 14. And she has... a 14. So...
Okay. So I'm just going to say I'm going to do Jeanette, Deidre, but you can change it. You guys can just... You can go first or she can go first. It can be whatever.
Okay.
But I will say Jeanette can go now.
Okay. So, I want to do... Where's... I want to do Mind Sliver.
Okay. Intelligence saving throw. So I got an 8, so that's a definite fail.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to take a d6 psychic damage.
Is it 2d6?
And they can't... What?
Is it 2d6?
It's 1d6.
Oh. I think it should be 2d6 now, because she levels with you.
Oh, okay.
3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7.
So it'll be 2d6 because
Okay.
we're at 6th level, and that's at 5th level. It does 2d6.
Okay. So, and then he has to minus a d4 from his...
His saving throws.
Okay. And then...
And then I'm gonna do Lightning Bolt again.
Okay.
So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw, and then -4 from that.
Okay. What am I doing? So 9. So that's another fail.
Okay. So he's gonna take 8d6 lightning damage again.
8d6. Okay.
Mhm.
I love that I have a ton of d6s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh my gosh, he's bleeding now. Yes.
How's he looking? Pretty bad?
He's pretty bad. He's bleeding now.
And then I'm gonna do Quicken Spell again.
Okay.
These are my last sorcery points, so I can't do it again. And do Lightning Lure again.
Okay.
So he needs to make another Strength saving throw.
Strength save.
And then I think it's -4 again because it's until the next turn.
Okay. And it's a what? Strength saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. So he got a 16.
-4?
Yeah, well, minus a d4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got 16, so he passes.
Yeah, he has strength. He has a really high strength score.
Okay. That's fine. I figured he did.
But he did pass. Boom, boom. And now it is his turn. So he is still running. And so basically what this place looks like is there's like a zigzagging plateau, if that makes sense. That's not the right word I'm looking for. Platform that's going down to this cottage. He runs to like the end of one of the plateaus and he poofs down to the next one and keeps running. So he's now he's making way basically. So he's like another 30 feet away.
Okay, so he's 50 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And okay, you can still see him and everything, but it is Jeanette's turn or Daedra's turn.
Okay. So Jeanette is gonna cast Dagger.
Oh, Cloud of Daggers?
Yes.
Is that a dexterity save? Wait, how far away is this?
It's a 60-foot range.
Okay, so you just barely... Okay. You can barely still do it.
So she barely reaches.
Okay.
So she has to make a ranged weapon attack. Yes, she's gonna cast Cloud of Daggers. I don't think that's listed on here. Let me Google it really fast.
I got you. So basically it's gonna put a cloud, like a thing of daggers in front of him, and if you like, or around him, and when he walks in or out of it, he has to make a save, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Because the one that I'm looking at says 60 feet range.
Uh-huh.
So, but let me make sure. Yep, 60 feet. Okay.
Got you.
It doesn't have a save, so it must be a roll to hit.
You want me to look it? Look.
It says you fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube of 5 feet on each side, centered at a point you choose within range.
Oh, so that's...
A creature takes...
Sorry, that's a cantrip, and that one's only within the 5 feet around you.
It has a 60-foot range.
Oh, does it?
It's centered on a point you choose within range, so it can be next to him.
Okay.
It doesn't say it has to be around her.
Sorry, I'm getting things mixed up.
You're fine. So it's a +4 to hit on my thing.
Okay.
So will you roll a d20 for me?
Okay, so it says a creature takes 44 slashing damage when when it enters the spell's area for the first time on its turn, or if it starts its turn there. So basically, I'm going to say we can just roll the damage right now, because it's just appearing on his space, right?
Yeah. Okay. So 44. Can I cast it as a 3rd level spell?
Yeah, you can upcast it and do more. You can do it as a 3rd level if you'd like.
Okay, because that adds 2d4 damage.
Okay. So
64.
64. Got you. Woo. So I did 14 damage.
Okay.
83. Where are we at? He's looking real bad.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Got you.
Is that a roll to hit?
Yeah, we rolled a hit with it. So just
Okay.
add. I rolled a 10, so it's gonna be plus I think
5.
Okay.
So 15. Does that hit?
Let me look. That does hit.
Okay. So it's gonna take 1d12 lightning damage.
1d12. And I rolled a 1, but that is enough to kill it.
Okay.
So
Cool.
How does the lightning hit effective?
So it hits him, and like as it gets farther away, it like turns into a smaller puff of like energy, and it just goes.
Gotcha.
And then he falls over.
Yeah, he falls over, and there is still a halfling arm hanging out of his mouth.
Okay, so we go and pull it out.
Okay, so you pull Tulane out, and she doesn't look like harmed, but she is like, what's the word? She's basically stabilized, like she's passed out. She's stable.
Okay. She's stable. That's good. I don't know how to get out of here. Is the portal still open?
The portal is still open.
Should we go look at the orange house?
It's whatever you want to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on my girl.
Okay. Are you doing this just to wake her up so she can walk with you? Okay, so she is awake.
So it's 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
Okay. 1d8 plus your spell. Where's my
plus 5.
Okay, so I did 4 plus, so add that's 9 HP.
So 9.
Cool.
Okay, what's she at then?
So she'd be at 10.
Okay.
Altogether.
Okay. So let's go check out this house.
Okay, so there is a house, and when you get closer, like, so everything's that weird black and white color, right? And you do notice there's actually tufts of smoke coming out the chimney. But they look like, not like smoke, but like straight up like blackness. Does that make sense? Like straight up shadow.
Yeah, got it.
Do you want to like peek in? Do you want to? How are you approaching the door? Basically, is what I'm asking.
I'm gonna knock.
Knock? Okay. You knock. And you hear coo, 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 coo. 6.
We have to fight another one of these things.
What's up?
I said, do we have to fight another one of these things?
You just hear 6 footsteps, and a door opens, And you see a tall old woman who's hunched over, has her hands like kind of, what's the word? Like her hands are like arthritis up into her chest. But she has her hair done perfectly on each side. But she has really big green eyes. So you don't even see the whites of her eyes, they're green.
Okay. So she's terrifying looking. Cool.
And when she answers the door, she's like, I wasn't expecting more than one of you.
She's gonna eat us.
She says, come in.
Well,
and you see on the inside of this house, there's actually color, but everywhere outside there isn't.
So I'm gonna ask her, why is there color in here?
She's like, the magic that I pulled is not from this realm.
What realm is it from?
Well, what realm is my powers from?
Yeah.
It's from the 9 hells, darling.
I'm scared.
And her green eyes, like, they seem to, like, shrink into her, like, eye sockets as she, like, stares at you guys. She's like, come, I have treats.
This is like a Hansel and Gretel situation.
Maybe.
Why don't you clean my oven? So we'll just like talk to her for a minute. Be like, why did you like? Why were you taking my friend?
She's like, oh, she's not she's my friend too. I'm doing the wrong voice. I gotta do the right one. She's my friend. I've been filling her with power since she was born. Don't you see?
Okay. I look at Tulane and I'm like, do you know her?
She's like, nah, we have not met yet. She puts her, like, hand out. And her hand, like I said, her hands are all arthritis up. And when she puts her hand out to Tulane, they, like, stretch out. And you see that, like, each digit is, like, just getting longer and longer. Like, that it's just unbelievable. But she's, like, putting her fingers out to, like, basically let her shake her hand. She's like, we have not had the pleasure.
Ew. Okay. So...
She's like, my name is Puff.
Puff?
Puff.
Puff?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Puff.
And then she looks over at Jeanette as well, and she's like, seems I've also given you power as well, darling.
Oh, are you the one that placed the dark stone?
She's like, it's my gate.
Your gate?
It is the way to me. Well, it's a gate. You can go to different places through. She's like, now,
okay.
Where was my carrier boy?
Well, we got rid of him.
Oh, don't worry. I can make another band of hob.
Okay.
She like brings her hand back in. She's like, when I need him to he's good at fetching things for me, see.
You can understand why it was quite alarming seeing my friend in his mouth.
She's like, well, I thought it was delightful. As you can see, there was no harm done to her yet.
She is quite weak, currently.
Yes. It does have a way. Banda has a way of putting people to sleep, you see. And then he just carries them in his mouth to me. And she takes like a deep breath and she starts looking at her wall, and like her long finger reaches out and she's like drawing attention to it with her hand, and you see that there's a bunch of different vials of things on the wall. Upon closer inspection, you see that there are nails, tufts of hair, teeth, eyeballs. There is like normal liquid up there as well. I would say now that you get like health potions, you actually see that there are some health potions up there. Like they're the same color. So you could assume they were.
Oh, how many health potions do I have?
I'll say you have 2, just basic health potions. From, what's his name? Until you use them, he'll make some more, right? If that's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So... why did you want to bring Tulane here?
She's like, Dog, I've been trying to have a family, you see. I have to do my work alone and away from people, but in order to have great power, you must seed great power in the world for it to grow on its own. And when that great power grows, you must go and find it, to teach it. Well, I may have been neglecting my duties, but it was time that I find these women so we can build up the power that we need in order to bring a greater tomorrow.
I'm getting bad vibes. Okay. What do you mean by a greater tomorrow?
She's like, listen, there are terrible people doing terrible things at this moment. I am one of those terrible people, coming to bring terrible things, but only to those who deserve it.
What about the people that you gave power to that did terrible things with their power?
Well, we learn our own ways. She's like, listen, there are certain places I have sent these creatures, right? And I have never given somebody something that they didn't truly want deep down. A couple of goblins felt weak, so they come to my stone asking for help. I give them help. A creature who is starving and cannot feed itself, cannot hide, needs a way to hide, so I give it to them. A child is abandoned by their family and has no way to survive, so I give them power. I only do horrible things to the world as a reaction to the horrible things they have already done. And they get what they deserve, darling.
Do you think that our training that we've been doing with these women is not enough?
I think it's delightful. But I think it's less training and more of an awakening, you see? You found these women and you've shown them that they can be more.
Yeah.
What I offer is a glimpse into not their training or regiment, but more power.
More power?
More power.
And how are you planning on giving them more power?
By having them Well, for this girl, I was planning on taking her shadow.
Taking her shadow?
Yes.
Tulane?
Yeah. And once
And how would...
once I have Tulane's shadow, I can change it for her, and therefore she will have more power. And the more power she has, the more power all of us will have in turn. And if we ever have any struggles, we can come to one another. I've been hunted on every side of the abyss, the nine hells, the realms. And now I finally see a purpose in which we can change a world for the better.
And what's your way of changing the world for the better?
Making it so I don't have to hide anymore. Imagine a life having to hide. Your whole life. And then being able to just stop that.
And how will giving them more power make it so that you don't have to hide?
Well, we will wage war.
Wage war? With who?
With the kingdoms. You see, they are the ones oppressing us. They've taken all these people, said you have to do these things a certain way, and if you do not do them the way they want you to, well, if they're afraid of you for your power, like my case, then they try to destroy you, and you have to run away from them. I say, I'm tired of running. I say, let's change it.
Okay. How long will it take you to change her shadow?
Not long at all. And she, puts her finger out, and it stretches towards her. She's like, now if you will, darling, come here.
I'm so scared.
Do you think Tulane, willingly walks up to this woman?
I think Tulane is, really hesitant.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want that.
She's all, oh, you won't miss it, darling. Trust me. I haven't seen my shadow for years.
I'm trying to debate if I should just kill this woman.
Mm-hmm. So if Tulane does end up walking up, well, I'll let you decide what happens here.
I mean, would you give her shadow back?
She's like, yes, it's her shadow.
Oh, okay.
I'm just changing it.
Changing it in what way?
She's like, she has great power over darkness. And if I can give her the power to change the darkness that she always has with her, then she will be able, well, she'll have more. She'll be able to do more things with it. She's like, basically, I'm going to turn her shadow into a companion for her.
Okay.
And you did
Tulane,
say...
how do you feel about this?
You're asking Tulane how she feels?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'm Tulane.
I
feel like she's still, really hesitant.
I could still play Tulane, but, I didn't want to make any big decisions without you, is kind of what I was going for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll be like, let's see, how does Tulane feel about this? She's like, well, I did come with you to get more power. And if this woman's the person who gave me my power, I'm still scared. I just have more questions. And when she says that, she's saying this out loud, and when she says that, the woman's like, ask anything you'd like, dear. I'm sorry, I'm so used to talking cryptically. It's a pleasure of mine. But she's all, why me? She's like, darling, your family was a lie. Your father was not your father. Your mother was, but she was going to try and... Let's just say I'm treating you better than she would have.
Okay.
And then she's all... And even in the end, when I did protect you, they ended up still finding a way to give you away, right? And she's like, yeah. So, let's try not to... I guess I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't talk cryptically. She's like, your parents didn't really want you, and they were willing to make deals for you, even if they didn't know what those deals were. I didn't pick you to mess up your life. Your life was already becoming a mess, and I came to fix it. And Telane's just like you can see her getting like more and more discouraged, kind of. She's like, but don't she like her long clawy, her long lanky fingers go out again and like reach over her shoulder. She's like, don't let this be some terrible epiphany to you. This is a gift. You have great power. And once you know how to use that great power, you will have the ability to shape the world around you, to do your bidding, to have freedom unlike anyone. And the pain you have felt in your past and the abandonment will all be for you. To be better.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think Tulane should do it. And if we have to kill this lady later, then we will.
Mm-hmm. So, Tulane's like, there is like an odd, like, it was super creepy, but now there's like this odd, like, empowerment in the room, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but you get what I mean. She's slightly uplifted now. She's like, now, will you give me your shadow? And Tulane like takes a like kind of a chilled breath, like a shiver, like, yeah, take my shadow. And you see the lanky fingers like trace the outline of her body, and then go down to her feet and pull. It looks like it pulling a sheet out from under a table, or a sheet, not a sheet. You get what I mean. A tablecloth out from a table, and there is like a flaccid shadow matter, if that makes sense. Yeah. And she puts it in her hand and starts to, or she gets a, how do I say this? She walks up to a really large mortar and pestle within the room. It looks like it would be like a cauldron or something if it wasn't a mortar and pestle. And she puts the shadow into it and starts to clink, clink, clink. And it's just like she's working this shadow. And as the shadow starts to change and tough, you see the face of a puppy poke its head out of the pestle. So this dark baby mastiff popping its head out.
That's so cute.
With like shadowy flurries coming off of it. She's like, there we are. And she like pulls it out like a little puppy. She's like, her long fingers wrap around it. And she scoots the dog over. She's like, a gift. And Tulane's eyes light up. And she like grabs it and starts to hold this dog. She's like, oh my gosh. You didn't tell me you were going to give me a puppy. She's like, It's not just a puppy. It is your shadow. It is your power. Your representation. And she's all, well, what should I name him? She's like, the old woman's like, I would just name him Shadow.
What a great name.
And then she's like, well, that's a little on the nose, don't you think? She's like, and she asks you and Jeanette what you guys think.
I think Tulane should name him whatever she would like.
She like holds him. She's looking. She's like,
Dormir. Dormir.
She's like, it looks like a lot of dust is like falling off him. I kind of want to name him Dusty. And she's like petting him, and there are like flurries of shadow coming off of him.
Okay. Dusty it is.
And Jeanette's like, huh, okay. And like, she's still like a little taken aback by everything. She's like, so let me get this straight. You're the woman who is, do you live inside the rock? The stone? I'm confused. She's like, no, I don't live inside the stone. The stone is a component in which I use to bridge worlds. And Jeanette's all,
I mean, I understood that, but...
And Jeanette's like, well, yeah, okay, you did say that. She's just like kind of taken aback and trying to like wrap her head around it. Let me look something up real quick. The woman starts to show you around her little cottage. She's like, this is my mortar and pestle. I get inside of it and fly. Because I don't... a lot of women like to fly on brooms, and that is not comfortable. She's like, I just sit in here. And she like climbs inside of her mortar and pestle, like it's giant, and she like grabs the pestle, starts like... She shows you that it floats off the ground a little bit, and then she puts it back down. She's like, ugh. It's kind of... She's like, I haven't been able to show anybody that.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
Boom, boom, boom.
So, are we free to go?
She's like, oh yes. She's like, I'll probably contact you again.
Can you not send a toad this time? Jeanette, do you mind giving her a tuft of your hair and she can communicate with us that way?
She's like, I already have a tuft of her hair.
Oh, okay.
It's from when you were a baby dog.
Will you communicate with us that way instead of sending a carrier?
A Banda Hop?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I won't send Banda Hop next time.
Thank you.
She's like, well, anything else you'd like from me before you go?
No. I think that we're okay.
She's like, okay, be free. And she just like...
I feel like you were planning on giving Jeanette something as well, but...
She's like, oh, Jeanette. Jeanette's a... She learns differently. Her powers are more innate. She looks at Jeanette. She's like, Jeanette, you know that. She's like, Jeanette knows how like strong she is. Like she's very confident.
She just nods.
Yeah,
I feel like
she's like confident in herself. So she's like,
Jeanette is very powerful, and all of us know that.
Yeah. So they're like, she's like, if you ever need me, just talk to the stone.
We will.
She's like, also, yeah, if anything asks me for powers, I give it to them. I don't know if you figured that out yet. So, just be careful who it's... I'm a giving person, okay? So if they're bad, I don't know that.
Yes, we've taken the stone and put it in a secure location so that it's not accessible to anyone who might take advantage of you.
She's like, okay, that's all I wanted to know. You should have a nice... Have fun with your new Dusty dog.
Have fun with your new Dusty dog.
Yes. So
we will.
She's like, if you ever need help, tell me. And then she's like, but be free.
Okay.
Type of thing.
So we start walking back.
You walk back. You do notice that the thing you killed on the way there that had Jeanette in it has disappeared in the short interaction that you've had in there. But yes, the portal is still open. You walk through it, and when you walk through it, your mom, your aunt, the skeleton man, and May are there. All those people are standing outside this portal, and once all of you walk out, it dissipates.
Cool.
And they're like, all freaked out. What happened in there?
Well, we found out why this Darkstone is giving people powers.
And your mom's like, what is it?
We tell her everything that happened in there.
She's like, okay.
Basically, it's this woman.
And so while you're like standing there talking about these things, what did we name that guy? I always want to say Hamilton, but that's not the name.
Harold.
Okay. Harold looks down. He's like, oh, and he like, you see on the ground, like, so if there's light streaming on you, you have a shadow, right? But there's like another piece of shadow like streaming off you, and he picks it up like it's a solid object. He's like, looks like you have some shadow stuff on your foot.
Me?
Yes.
What is it?
He's like, it means you were in the Shadowfell.
Yes, we were.
And he's like, he like is like looking around it. He's like, shadow stuff is what, like, how do I explain this? That's me talking. He's like, shadow stuff is what illusionists use to create their illusions. And for you to just stumble into some and actually have it, you could turn this into something.
Oh, like what?
He's like, well, it could be a lot of different things. Anything you can think of solid, you could turn shadow stuff into.
Can I turn it into a companion?
Okay, well, that might be stretching it. Unless you have, like, particular skills, you could probably turn it into a companion. we would just have to work on it for like. But I was thinking more of like a solid object, like a quill or a inkwell, a shadow glass eye. I don't know. But like, yeah, there are ways to make physical things too.
Well, if you can work on it and make me a companion, that'd be cool.
He's like, I will do what I can. He's like, first I have to find something that will cast the shadow of something this small. Because it is like a small, like, tuft of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
I want it to be a snake. If it's a baby snake, that's fine.
He's like, we could probably make a snake. Let me figure it out, though. Yeah, I'll try and figure out the snake. You can tell he's like puzzled by it. He's like, oh, you want to see something cool? And he like pulls open his like alchemy desk. He's like, look at it, and you see literally like a it's a square 1/4 inch of skin that he grew. He's like,
that's so awesome.
I made skin. He's like, it's gonna take a long time, but I made some skin. Anyway, I'll try and make your companion, a snake.
Or a lizard.
I might have to find an illusionist to help me with that. If I'm being honest. I am an expert in most fields, but I am not an expert in all fields.
You can always just ask the rock.
He's like, oh, I will talk to the rock often now. So, yeah, we'll say that, like, little incident at that night is, like, wrapped up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The next day, I feel like that whole scene took a lot more time than I thought it was going to take, so I'll just like introduce this next part, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, your what are they called? I keep calling them sprites, but I don't feel like that's the right word. Whatever. Your sprite friends have been like flying around and doing a lot of different things on top of doing their job. But one of them comes back to your house and he's like, hey, there have been people looking around the woods, and I know that they've basically he puts everything together. He's all, wait, I was doing his voice wrong. There are lots of people looking around the woods, okay? And when they were looking around, I heard them mention your mom and your sister's name. I don't think they know where our town is, but they're looking for you guys. Or those two. And they don't look like people you want looking for you.
Alright.
He's like, I think we gotta be more careful.
Okay. Where were they at?
He's like, they are just on they were just on the coast. Oh gosh. Have like split. So basically he gives you like some directions. They're basically just following this tree line and like slowly making their way into the woods looking for a town. Which basically they are a while out and they can make a lot of like the sprites can make a lot of ground and like find things before anyone else, but basically if they like sit and do nothing, these people are going to be looking. Yeah, he's like, it's a small group, but they definitely he's like, they definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies. Okay, like,
okay.
I don't know. Like, you scare me because you're like powerful, but like you're not gonna hurt me, you know.
Yeah.
Well, on purpose.
I won't hurt you. You know I won't hurt you.
He's like, I know.
I might make you pass out every once in a while when things get out of hand, but I won't hurt you.
He's like, I kind of have an idea. Like, it might be extreme, but I do have an idea.
What's your idea?
He's like, well, there's a hill giant who sleeps right over the ridge over here. He's like, I could bug him and do some of my fast getaway stuff, and he'd chase me down. And I could just have him chase me into these guys' camps. Then I can use the giant to break all this stuff, or even run them over, you know?
But then what do we do with the giant afterwards?
Oh, I'll just run away from him.
Alright. I think it's a good idea.
He's like, I'll get the guys on it.
Thanks.
But I will let you know.
Yeah, let me know what happens.
But yeah, I'll...
if we can run him in the wrong direction, that'd be really helpful.
Mm-hmm. He's like, well, yeah. I could probably do some misinformation stuff, too. He's just
what do they look like?
He's like, well, they all look a little different. There are 3 halflings. Like here, except for all of them are really like done up in like these black leather robes. Well, robes, I don't think that's quite the word. A coverall jacket?
Like a trench coat?
Yeah. It does look like a trench coat. Anyway, they're all in
Rhea?
Wait, what?
Rhea?
Oh,
Does
are
this
you
sound
yelling
familiar
for
to
Rhea?
you?
When like Rhea comes down and you tell her what's going on, she's like, oh, she's like, we should probably get out of here.
What do you mean? What are these guys?
She's like, well, they're basically they're bounty hunters. Not really. They're royal bounty hunters. One of the guys is taken to calling himself an inquisitor. But it's really just some rich kid trying to prove himself. And he's been after us ever since the incident. And to see that it's been so long and he's still up. She's like, how could he have figured it's been so long? I don't know. We'll see. She's basically like, if I can manage it, I think I'm going to leave. Or we should leave.
I don't think we should leave. We've made a home here. It's not fair to leave.
She's like,
we have a plan to drive them away. And the pixies the sprites can give them some misinformation on where the town is. It'll hold them off for a while.
She's like, don't. She like looks at the sprite. She's like, don't go, or the pixie, whatever he is, the sprite. It's a sprite, not a pixie. She's all, don't talk to them. You can do your giant thing that you were talking about, but do not talk to them.
Okay.
And he's all, okay. He's like, I'll keep eyes on him. But
thank you. If you give me information on where they are, I can use my Shimmerstone to see where they are, right?
Yeah. If you get like one of their things, you can see where they're at. So like, basically like the same idea like how with what's her name, Jeanette, like if you held on to one of her old pieces of hair you could use the seer stone to like find her if you wanted to.
Okay.
It's like one way it works, but basically you can either basically know the person, figure out like the best details that you can, and it could or could not work, or you have something of theirs and you can always find them.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask one of the sprites, just be like, if while you're chasing this thing down to their camp, you can grab something and escape with it, that would be really helpful.
And he like chuckles to himself. He's like, I think I can manage to take something. Like he's just like, you know I can steal stuff really fast.
Yeah.
You know. But
we've seen it, so
he's like, yeah. He's like, I'll mess with them a little bit. And yeah. We can end it there. If there's anything you want to do, like during the day, or talk about with the girls or anything before we end, we can do that too.
I think we're good.
Okay. Go boom. Sorry, I feel like it was a lot of me talking.
No, it was good.
Okay.
There was a lot of like backstory there that added to the plot.
Yeah. So yeah,
Good.
Yeah, I never anticipate talking as much as I do. If that makes sense. So
it's okay.
I get like all whatever weird about it.
I usually don't have a lot to say on like the scenes.
Yeah. I think what's weird is like I'm doing it like with myself, you know, like there's the lady, or like I'm being like one of the girls and I'm being the creepy lady, and I'm like explaining to myself while asking questions, and I'm like, okay, and I'm being girls, which I'm not, so it's like I don't know, it's just a different mindset. I don't know.
It's good.
But as long as you're good with it.
I'm very good with it.
Okay.
It's been fun.
Okay. Yeah, we will end it there. Thanks for watching. We do our lives every Tuesday on TikTok at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. I also post those lives on YouTube the following Monday. So the next episode will be up there on Monday, and last week's episode is up right now. So if you want to go look at those, you can. And this is our 10th episode. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It went by
We
fast.
just gotta keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
But yeah, thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Peace out.